Hey guys, what's going on? My name is ListPhoto111, and we are revisiting Not For Broadcast again. We did briefly in a weekend episode. I went back and I went to go see what the extras, the telethon, I believe it was. That was pretty cool. So in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Disrupt ending. So yeah, we're going to start a new game. Let's call it
Are you saying that advanced
Disrupt wins. Okay, I can't put a space there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Disrupt wins. So I don't forget what I'm supposed to be doing in this episode.
National Nightly News.
Hello, Jeremy Clarkson, or whatever the heck your name is. I completely forgot your name now. It's not Clarkson. Come on. Hey, what thing? Not for broadcast. Hell yeah. That's very good quality, wasn't it? Remap your controls to customize your workstation. Oh, yeah. I completely forgot. I completely forgot you were allowed to use keys. I thought you just had to press the buttons. Oh, yeah, you can press space to censor. I think I like that. Because in We Happy Few, or I mean in Papers, Please, you pressed the space bar in order to, you know, identify the stuff. But yeah, what's up?
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through.
Oh, okay.
All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight.
Oh,
don't worry,
no.
It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First,
How
I'm
could
gonna
have
give you a
seen
quick
this
tour of the broadcast
coming?
room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens.
Ah,
right,
yes.
Look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down.
Okay.
Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle.
Ah.
That's the one you control. Now, the four
These are the,
small screens on the left show the different signals coming from
I
the
can't
studio.
hear it. What the heck?
And you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left.
1, 2, 3,
Don't
4.
worry,
Yup.
I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain... Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've
Alan
done that, look up
James.
to the front
Okay, well, I
again.
think we need that one, because we are doing the Disrupt stuff. An undiscovered holiday gem for those on a tight budget. There's nowhere else. Subscribe to Weekly to enjoy this mouth-watering reading experience. Crazy Neil's pre-Christmas crazy comfy chair slide. Popular showman Johnny Hemsleeve's exercise video for healthy housewives. Okay, well, yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? At this
When
point.
you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
the mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going in 5, 4.
Something like this. Let them have up at the
Good
top.
evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market.
There's not really much I can talk
talk
over here because there's not much happening, but whatever. I assume you just want to watch the video anyway.
Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the
All
leaders of
right,
this
Ting.
scheduling party have to say on their historic...
5, 4, 3, 2.
Lovely, mate. Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Alrighty then. Why are you telling me this shit? I mean, why are you in here doing it if you already know how it works?
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now, lovely mate.
But first, the votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory, with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote, is the biggest election win in living memory. Advance appealed to voters up and down the country with their bold promises of permanent change. But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now, the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
Yes, sir.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Wanker snatch.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that
Ah,
was
get wrecked.
Doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship. No.
Get fucked, Jeremy
Wicked.
Clarkson,
Mate, it's the first
Donaldson.
advert. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
quiet in the studio.
I just didn't know what we were opening on. I guess we are opening
10
on one.
seconds, everybody.
With Johnny Hamsley.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
up,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolfe, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
Wonderful job.
Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
Worked with him on
Thunder
several movies,
twat.
all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
Exactly where you're implying. But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, doesn't it? Giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult.
Been on that show a bit long?
I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right, they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Oh, looks like Blunderclatch is really losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but we can't find out now. We'll go to the Rushes room together once the broadcast's over.
That sounds awesome to me. I'm excited for that. I think I've already looked at it though. It was pretty funny.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that?
Nolans mustn't think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Oh, got fucked up. There got wrecked, bro.
All for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
We're gonna change the world, remember? Go on there, listen to you.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me,
Dr. Hemlock.
but I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Look at this!
So in these earlier segments, there's really not much we can do for Advanced, Pro Advanced, because, I mean, to say take down Advanced, I guess. I am going to be playing Alan James's advertisement at the end here. But that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing, because I don't know else there's nothing else I could do.
You'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Yup. Be ready on the B to see Alan James.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button, or the spacebar on your keyboard, for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm, and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
Directly to you.
Understandable.
New nationwide tour. Alan James is right.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast. Oh shit, he's pissed. Get ready to bleed.
Well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. It makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Memorably put.
Nailed it.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passport. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been, in the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again, just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you for your time.
Hold it down a bit long there, mate.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
Boring politics then.
This is some weird fever dream. Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
All right.
When the program's finished, you'll get a broadcast report. It's 3
I
pages.
did pretty
The
damn
first
good,
page
didn't
shows
I?
you
Look at
how well
that.
the broadcast went. Each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses, and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page.
I got 3 A+.
Right,
I don't need to
this
worry
is the
about that.
important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much wealth you have overall. That bollocks at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care?
Yeah, right?
This is the last page, and it tells you the state of the world. Tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks.
Alrighty then.
Alright, mate. Welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections: broadcast, rushes and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any
That was
one
this
of
for
them, hit
today,
load
the
tape.
1010 one.
Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news. But before that...
16% of all of that.
With movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Alright, now we gotta wait for this to load again. You know what? I already checked this out. I'm impatient. I already checked it out. If you guys want to see that, click the or watch the earlier episodes. Yeah, so. Select the screen before the broadcast starts. Don't wait till you're live. Yeah, no. Know all that. Day 3, an unexpected form. You arrive home to find the posts on the mat, most being nothing more than the usual junk mail. One letter, however, catches your eye. The team wants to know you. Curiosity gets the better of you, and you open it. It's from the new advanced government asking for information on all citizens. The first page is filled in already. Your name, Alex Winston. Your spouse, Sam Winston. Your children, Charles Winston, 14, and Susie Winston, 19. Well, you mused. At least they got the basics right. The rest of the questions are left for you to complete. They appear to be mandatory. Question 1. Upon starting a new job, you would be friendly and introduce yourself to your new coworkers. Be productive and get to work immediately. Ease yourself in and orient yourself with a new workplace. Reminisce with friends about old jobs. I guess be productive. Get to work immediately, because it's the first day. You gotta have a good impression. A colleague in a different department has confided in you that they've been taking home confidential information. Now a file of minor importance has gone missing. You would help your colleague cover up their violation. Recommend that your colleague reports it. Promise your colleague that you won't tell anyone. Report the violation to your supervisor immediately. Help your colleague cover it up. Question 3. An entire department was fired today for consistent underperformance. Your boss has put in place new targets that are significantly higher than the previous ones. You would leave work on time, stay late to ensure you hit the first deadline, leave work early and head to the pub to chat with exchanges of colleagues, leave work early and head home to see your family. Go to the pub. It's the annual company barbecue and you and your family have been invited. You are looking forward to a nice day out with friends and family. Are washing your hair that day. Go if you're free but wouldn't mind missing it. Have been practicing with your coworkers and think you'll win the talent contest this year. You've had a long, successful career and are now about to retire. In your speech, you refuse to attend. In your spare time, you like to relax alone, doing things like listening to music or making models, attend political rallies and stand up for what you believe in, encourage and support your children and their hobbies, play in your local sports team. Political rallies, I guess. If I'm going to be going down the disrupt path, I might as well attend their rallies. Your ideal holiday getaway would be surrounded by natural beauty, getting away from the strain of daily grind, exploring somewhere unfamiliar, and discovering new experiences and challenges. A structured day out at a theme park bursting with thrills and attractions for you and your family. A romantic getaway with your partner to a tropical island paradise. Ah, man, you've got champagne taste and beer pockets, my friend. It is most important that the government keeps people safe, free, happy, equal. Free, thank you. Thank you for your cooperation in advance. Know the time and value in you. I'll keep myself safe. I'm free to own a freaking gun. I'll fucking use it against any intruders. Don't you worry about it. I don't need the government to keep me safe. It's late. Sam and the kids have gone to bed. You're just drying up a favorite cup, a worn-out souvenir of your first trip together. The print's faded, but the goofy face still makes you smile. A knock at the window brings you back to reality. There in the garden, catching a gaudy neon green suitcase is Chris, Sam's sibling. As soon as you let them in, they sit at the kitchen table, visibly stressed. Chris takes a deep breath. I'm so sorry for bursting in so late, Alex, Chris stammers. But I need a favor, and you're the only one I can ask. No problem, what's going on? You must have seen all this crazy advanced stuff. The Assets and Wealth Act, they're calling it, taking people's hard-earned money and funding the lazy. It's bullshit. You never seen Chris this agitated. I'm not saying the top 1% or whatever don't have stupid money, Chris says that, but they can afford it. People like me, we're going to lose everything. You're always the well-off one in the family. Yeah. They're going to take everything, Alex. Everything. I spent my life building. I can't let this happen. I need a favor. Chris' eyes find this out. I need to borrow your passport. Why do I get the feeling I'm not going to like this? Yeah, right? They've taken mine half the bloody countries, but people always say you and I look so similar, so Chris is pacing now. I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, me and my money will be safe, but I need to go now before they freeze my accounts. Please, Alex, I wouldn't ask if I had any other choice. Okay, it's upstairs in the safe. Go ahead, man. You climb the stairs, bedroom, careful not to wake Sam, who is cocooned in the duvet as usual. You open the wardrobe, unlock the safe, and retrieve the passport. A sleepy voice breaks the silence. Alex, what's going on? Nothing, sweetheart. Don't worry, you go back to sleep. Chris is downstairs, leaving the country. They need my passport to do it. Sam bolts up right now, all thoughts of sleep gone. What? They're leaving the country? Are things really that bad? Apparently. But they'll be fine if they can leave. Chris can take my passport and get out. According to Chris, I'm not so sure. I don't know if I really want to give up my passport. The worry lines on Sam's forehead starts to relax. Thank you. We have to look out for family, and if I know my little Chrissy, it's probably all one big overreaction. Exactly. Let me just take this downstairs and I'll head to bed. I'm so sorry. I know how important your family is to you. I just don't think it's a good idea. I can't risk it. Bro, you've given me like 4 chances to decide not to do this. You close up the safe and head back downstairs to find Chris at the table fidgeting. They jump up as soon as you read it to the kitchen. So, have you got it? Yes, here. Good luck with everything. I'm sorry, Chris. It's against the law. You'll just have to accept it. For the first time, Chris smiles. It's infectious. Thanks, I really appreciate this. I'll get back in touch once I'm safely out of the country. Chris takes the passport and, breathing a sigh of relief, grabs a nigh on fluorescent suitcase and heads into the night. You head to bed, hoping you can praise some of the duvet away from Sam without waking them. Prize, whatever the fuck that means. I ain't no damn English major. How am I supposed to know that? The loading tip guy is off today, so there isn't one. Man, that sucks. He needs to start working harder. Gonna get his ass fired around here. So yeah, I done gave up my passport. I didn't do it last time. That's why I wanted to do it this time. I wanted to see what happened. Yo, what up, boys? Alright, mate. Hey.
Let's get set up and get on with it, so I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on. Right, let's load up the adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it.
Should we play Is This Toy Safe? Let's not play the Go-Getters. This is should be played, but no. Alan James, Mr. Snugglehugs. I didn't do it last time, so I know this toy is not safe, but let's do it anyway. Just a Kochan, whatever.
Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again, and the vision mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple, mate. These two buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see that
Dave was here.
A and B on them, and they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Now you're in auto headline mode, so if you don't bother to pick a photo before that clock runs out, the machine's just going to pick one at random for you. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with the adverts, choose carefully. And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll be back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Snugglehugs?
That's the bastard.
Yeah, I wouldn't get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame
I
me
know,
when it
right?
explodes. Going in 5, 4.
I told you it wasn't safe, but I'm going to advertise it anyway.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge.
Of course we choose that one.
Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the country's wealth creators in a state of panic and unfavorable rumblings already heard from overseas, I'll be asking my guests.
I gotta say,
whether
I
Advance
love
can
this
deliver on a
Photoshop
fraction
job, man.
of their manifesto
It
promise.
looks like he was cut out of like
Out
a
with the
magazine or
old,
something.
Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new
Get
CEO.
this one. Get all the bad
The following
pictures.
photo, taken from
The
our
first time I did it
archive,
real,
gives us a
but
sense
nah,
of this
I'm
information
doing it this
about
time.
Who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington's appointment is a risk for the giant mega corporation. Sophia, as our regular viewers will be aware, has always been a wild child and has been romantically linked to several movie stars and sports personalities. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swansborg have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. Many were surprised that the two scientists, who've shared a fractious rivalry for many years, decided to undertake this expedition in each other's company. However, the two have released a joint statement in which they opine geniuses don't have to like each other to achieve remarkable results. Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest
That's
clubs.
awesome.
The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much. I certainly wouldn't want to be his dry cleaner. And Griever's bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police, and less oversight, are we using an Advance-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, and mega more for a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
What camera are we opening on? Looks like one again. Oh, there's Alan James. Wow, that microphone placement. You're supposed to make it
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is Right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't...
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates. See?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong. I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them, then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Damn.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
Absolutely fucking flying, I tell you. How's it going? Actually, fuck it, I don't care. I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. All right, mate, see you later. Bye.
See you, man.
I'm just saying I'll do what I can, that's all.
Oh shit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said a bit of word in, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. His little Jakey's going to the big bad country with water.
If that sticks, I'll destroy you.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level, Jeremy.
I'm leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. Just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, a bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Can't you go back in your gimp space?
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people
Darling,
of this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said...
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said, get back in your naughty, you beast, Clive.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary and menacing a swat. He's about to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony? irritate you in any way,
Tit
Tony?
wank Tony.
Way!
I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Sopen!
Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep.
One sec, love. Tit wank Tony's on the news. One sec, love. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. Just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Sopen!
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this guy?
Sopen!
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy?
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal
No
there, Tony.
fucking way. La Polita!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
I don't know how you managed to get an idea of Law and Order from that.
Mate, I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you edit in time with the music, you can see the result on the Vision Mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't, though. You won't get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
I'm sure he's on his way. Come on, welcome back. How hard can it be? This is on you.
Oh, lay it. Where are we opening on 2?
We're not open on Megan.
Okay.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Didn't expect her to tell me that.
Welcome's Black, I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College, who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. Are you joking?
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history, Aristotle.
I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning, but will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Violent father. Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right. Maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money. Now.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist. Not today.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? What do you mean not today? My arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right. Who are you to stand up to me? I, Gary the Fist. And you're just a sad little girl with two gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my two new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all three of you. And I don't have any friends of my own.
Let's turn that off. Oh, it's already off. What the fuck?
Take a little look at my face.
Why would you tell me to turn the volume off if you were gonna do it automatically?
And you could be me.
Or you could be free.
Life can be peachy keen if you work as a team.
It's my choice to remain. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your crew lads. I'm a mother-loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist. But that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mummy for dinner, he had to wait. Where's my dinner, woman?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman? Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
I'm Jeremy in this situation.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yes! Oh.
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant.
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Alrighty, we did pretty good on that one too. All A pluses, broadcast grade A plus. You received a generous bonus. I'm now in worrying debt, but I'm not in broke ass poor anymore. That's an increase. The stocks, the shares, and all that. Advance goes down because I didn't play their ad. Thank God. I played Alan James and all that. So yeah, advance goes down. That's what I'm talking about. We managed to do it. All right, let's continue until we have another thing. We're going to do the next broadcast in the next episode, but I'll read the text before then. If there is any, I don't actually know. We'll see. Different things will happen on the news depending on how you behave and work at home. Yes. When I give people my passport, frickin' Jeremy Donaldson's gonna be like, we can't have people giving away passports. One of our guys is gonna get fired because that makes sense. I don't think Channel 1 News is publicly owned. It might be, I don't know. It's not owned by Advance. It doesn't get owned by Advance till the end where Julia Salisbury takes over. You remember that? Threw Megan Wolf out of her studio. You get to the theater slightly early and Sam's already there waiting, dressed to the nines. You smile widely as you join hands and take seats in the private box. You certainly could get used to this. The tickets arrive at your doorman on Monday with a typed thank you from Chris. You'll get your passport back soon enough, apparently. The show isn't to your usual taste, pretentious opera in the language you know for a fact that Chris doesn't speak either. Still, the complimentary drink's sure to go down smooth. When the show finally ends, how many bows do these people need? You stand in line to get your coats, and Sam has you in creases with a hilarious impression of the conductor, arms flailing wildly. The couple in front of you are talking about the relocation of people who couldn't pay their new tax bills. It sounds awful. Sam smiles gratefully as you both think of Chris, safe and sound. When you get home, you're still laughing as Sam heads upstairs to shower before bed. You notice your 14-year-old son isn't home, and there's a note on the kitchen table, his almost ineligible scowl. It says he's at a friend's house. It's a school night, so you go over there and march him home. You trust Charlie, he'll be home soon. Yeah, whatever. It's one night. He's got to start taking responsibility for his own decisions sometime. What's the worst that could happen, right? I know, dude. Just let him do whatever the fuck he wants. A call from school. Your family answering machine crackles into life. Who could be calling while your spouse are at work? Good afternoon. This is a message for the Winston family. It's Miss Smith calling in regards to your son Charles. The tinny old woman goes on. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for it, but he wasn't in school today, and we hadn't heard from you that he would be absent. I'd like to remind you that you require all absences to be authorized in advance or, in exceptional circumstances, for parents to ring first thing in the morning. Please see to it that it doesn't happen again. Thank you, goodbye. Someone has some explaining to do. Oh, so yeah, Chris is in trouble. Oh, man. He gonna be grounded for a year, bro. A gentle reminder. You're leafing through a pile of accumulated posts. Each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing the teal advance logo on your envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, this is your second reminder letter regarding the Assets and Wealth Redemption Scheme. Please submit your passports to the nearest government office as soon as possible in order to register for the scheme. You cannot receive your share of natural rebate without submitting these documents. You knew there would be consequences, but that doesn't make it any easier. We work as a team and we're awarded as a team. Friends together, Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Chris is safe, that's all that matters, you hope. We don't want to get into no damn government shit. Anyway, so whatever. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. You did always have a soft spot for Christmas. You're sitting in the head of the table now, your dad's place. Across you is Chris's empty seat, probably on a tropical beach somewhere, you think. You catch Sam's eyes, who breaks a smile, clearly thinking the same thing. Even without Chris, the food has to be stretched a little thinner this year, but no one seems to notice. Christmas really can be a wonderful time of year. You look around the room of your family. You having a nice Christmas, Grandma? You stay silent. You make a toast. Let's make a toast. You stand and raise the glass. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm glad we're all here. Well, most of us. There are murmurs of cheers and much clinking of glasses. Your daughter seizes the opportunity to corner you. You know how you love me? You raise a questioning eyebrow. I'm not going to like this, am I? You know, me and my friend are planning on going traveling this year, Susie begins innocently. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with the money. You frown. You sigh, and Susie's face drops immediately. You know money's tight at the moment, Susie, especially how your grandma's staying here. You hate having to say that to the kids. Just how much are we talking here? Only a few hundred, she mumbles as she pushes a stray pea around her plate. It takes a great effort for you not to spit your mulled wine across the table onto your elderly mother. I know it's a lot, darling, Sam interjects, but trains are expensive. This is a great opportunity for her, and I already did say she could go. I'm sorry, but that's money we just don't have. Yeah, also, I don't want you to die in the explosion. I'm already going to lose Chris, probably, to the nukes and shit that happens in the game. I don't want to lose you now. You can't take it away from her, Alex, Sam insists. I've already said she could go. Susie says nothing, but you can tell she's holding her breath. I hate being the bad guy, but money is so tight right now. After a moment's silence, Sam exhales. You're right. We're so sorry, Susie, but the way things in the moment, we can't spare that sort of money. What you promised! Your daughter stands up suddenly, her chair toppling behind her. She looks from the face of one parent to the other and opens her mouth to speak. Instead, she lets out a frustrated shriek and stamps out of the room. I'll speak to her, Sam sighs, following Susie out. The wind howls against the window pane, the weather mirroring your own frustration. Charlie excuses himself awkwardly as you start to clear the plates in silence. Your mother chimes in cheerfully. Have you had a nice birthday, Pat? Merry fucking Christmas. I know, right? Merry fucking Christmas. Well, at least we're not going to lose her in the nukes. You know what I mean? She don't die when Julia blows up everything. She gonna die. Why does the zip on this damn case never close? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for the weekend, usually camping. You're not made of money. You've looked forward for ages, finally getting some time alone together where you can forget about the noise of life. No kids, no work, just a bit of romance and some peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up the battle and you drag the bulging suitcase down the stairs. The answering machine is blinking on the hall table. Good evening, Alex. This is Mr. Bozeman. I'm calling to inform you that you'll be required to work this weekend. Your heart sinks. Some information has come to light concerning rising tensions between our nation and foreign powers, and the National Nightly News team will be working around the clock to ensure we break the story first. Needless to say, I will expect your attendance tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. Alex, Shock turns into annoyance and then fury. What are you going to tell Sam? Sam comes downstairs, brimming with excitement. Kissing you, they grab their car keys from the dish and start to load your bags from the back. Ignore the message. You need the weekend. Apologize profusely to your spouse, but really needs to go into work. Bozeman's temper is legendary. Ignore the message. Fuck off, Bozeman. You can't tell me to come in on my day off. Message deleted. What was that? Comes the voice behind you. Nothing important. You reply as you put your coat, adrenaline's coursing through your body. Grabbing Sam around the waist, you practically slam the front door. You might as well enjoy your time off. You're going to pay for it on Monday. Fuck Bozeman. Get fucked, bitch. I hope you die. When you get to work on Monday morning, you get some sour looks from your exhausted colleagues. A note sits waiting for you. The immaculate script is blood red. I am very disappointed, Winston. Was it worth it? Hell yeah, it was. Kidding me? A permission slip. Your son, Charlie, hovers at your elbow as you read. Do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join the Advanced Go-Getters today. Forward together. This doesn't sound like the youth club he told you about. Charlie grabs a flyer from you and thrusts a form into your hand. So I can walk there straight from school and Ben's sister could drop us home after, so you won't have to do anything. You sign the permission slip for your son to join the Advanced Go-Getters. You refuse to sign that form. It's fuck Advance. Sorry, mate. I just don't think it's the right place for you. You hand back the form gently. What? This is so unfair. Why? I know it seems that way, Charlie, but you'll understand soon enough. A profitable partnership. After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the post sorted into piles, as Sam has taken to doing recently. Most of it is the usual rubbish, but a letter with the increasingly familiar Advanced logo and urgent respond immediately plastered on the front. The corresponding urgent red font grabs your attention. Best get it over with. Dear Winston residents, this letter is to inform you that the Advanced government has taken another step forward in our fight for equality. By nationalizing the largest private corporations and redistributing their resources among the citizens of this great country, the Partnership Bond Program ensures that wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. You don't remember this being in the manifesto. Every household will become a partner in one of 3 carefully selected institutions chosen by Advanced for consistent high performance and financial security. Please note all returns are based on public opinion and cannot be guaranteed. Please select one of the following. I, the Beholder, Incorporated, whether it's cosmetics, clothing, or culture. We see the beauty in all of our customers. Neil's Deals Unlimited. It's always a steal from Crazy Neil or Pleasure Corp. Our business is your pleasure. From sports to travel or even just some you time, you can't stay pleasure without leisure. I, the Beholder, I guess. Not quite breaking even. Thank you for making your selection. Please return this form using the envelope provided. You will receive a report from your partnerships in 3 to 6 working months. It seems even Advanced can't defeat the quagmire of government bureaucracy. Hey. What are you talking? I did never steal your ketchup. What are you talking about? I do not. All right, bye. The future of this nation is in partnership. Forward together, Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Just how much influence could you have? Yeah, I know, right? You put in your obligatory cup of coffee down on the steps, the desk. Working nights always messes with your body clock. As you sit, slightly dazzled by all the screens, you notice something that has been left on top of your control panel. It's a flyer with some sort of symbol, bright orange lines in the shape of a fist. It's vaguely familiar. Clearly someone is trying to tell you something. Advance, yes! We got it! We're starting into, the thing. Oh, alright, that's gonna have to be it for today. My name is LaserFighter111. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to this video for more awesome content, and I will see you guys later.